What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Blueprints. In the last episode, we did it. We got the sigils. We got every single one of the sigils done through process of elimination and a little bit of luck. That's for sure. I wanted to start this episode looking back at where we ended the last one and also taking a look at our to-do list, which I have active right now. So on our to-do list left, I had Last Red Letter. Unsure about that one. We have completed. I can officially cross off the 8 sigils. Very exciting. We have the draft 20 dead ends in a day. That's our trophy. Final exam. Done. I have the archiver admin key. We'll figure that out. The clock tower note. The outer room antechamber note. The Arajan cipher code. The treasure trove in the outer room. Yep. I have a note here that says more crates. That's done. Complete curse and dare mode done. Or not done, but we'll hold off on that. Buy blue tents. Interesting. Treasure trove secret is the outer room secret, so I'm going to cross that off in fear of doubling. Numeric cores, that's the thing that we got in the drawer out in the basement. And I still don't really understand what they were trying to get us to do with that. The castle thing, the castle cipher, I don't know what you'd call that. I have in here, call it a night in every bedroom, which we can do, that's for sure. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to see anything unique doing that other than just effects on the run. I think we're past that point personally, but so yeah, the only thing of our like non-challenge room type stuff is the drafting sweepstakes, and even that is a little bit of a challenge. That's a little bit unnatural for the game itself. But before we get into any of this, well, actually, let me not forget about this. Let's do this first. We'll grab a little bit of sleep mask. We'll grab a little bit of keys and gems. Okay, so what I want to do first is take a look at this, the Last Will and Testament, and I promise I'm going to check, because this is what screwed me 2 episodes ago, is cutting to something else. So I wanted to check in on the will, because this is what we ended on, and as we found out, I thought this was going to be a very groundbreaking moment, and ended up not being. So we have to find something in here. Upon reflection, the only way that this makes sense is if there's something in here that I missed. So I have all the screenshots of the deed. The deed doesn't seem to have anything directly needed. The only thing that I was thinking about is what is Orave in Arajan? If I even have that. I don't think I do. Ven is old or the end of, but that's not exactly what it says, so I don't think that's fair. So many notes now. Yeah, I don't think I have that. So I think it just might be a name, which is totally fine. So in that case, I don't see as much of a need to look at the deed. Other than maybe this number, 05/13/1912, which is the date. Obviously, that's the date that this was signed, and it says such here, 1912. So we're talking about whatever it is, 80 years ago. So let's talk about this will. So let me read this again slower. I, Herbert S. Sinclair, at the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I declare I have not been married. All my debts and outstanding debts be paid. Fine. I direct all the servants and staff in my employ at the time of my death shall be granted indefinite leave to be paid out of the reserves of my estate set aside for such occasion, until such a time as a new master of Mount Holly bids their return. In the event that the aforesaid reserves for this purpose are depleted before a new master of the estate is found, I direct my executor to make provisions for their future employment, and to do so in a manner that is just and equitable to all parties involved. Thirdly, to my faithful valet, Hartley Ruoda, I hereby gift him the lake house in Trinsdale as a small measure of gratitude for his many years of unwavering loyalty and devoted service. I direct that my executor take such steps as are necessary to transfer ownership of the said lake house to Hartley Ruoda, and should use all reasonable efforts to persuade him to accept the same. Furthermore, to my late cousin, Tillin's 2 children, Courtney Farine and Rygard Farine, who have sometimes been impulsive and hasty in their actions, I grant to each cuckoo clock set eternally. I grant to each a cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour, for only time will tell when they are ready to slow down enough to appreciate the gifts bestowed upon them with the patience and wisdom that comes with maturity. So this is interesting because sacred is the word that's on the note in the clock tower. I grant to each a cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour. A cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour. Is that all the clocks that are set to 1:30? Maybe. Maybe that's what that means. And maybe that's what that note is referring to. It's trying to get us to do 1:30. Why is 1:30 the sacred hour, though? I don't understand that one yet. In the case that Lionel Epson should return from his travels abroad, or in the event that any of his heirs should be present themselves, I bequeath to him or them, as the case may be, the diary and its related key, which formerly belonged to his sister, Clara Epson, which I have kept in her room and beside her grave, respectively, and respectfully. So this is cluing us to say that the key is in her grave, which we have found. In addition, is my fervent desire that the gallery, along with all the artwork contained within, be bestowed upon the Reddington Museum of Art, including the sculptures, exhibits, and the entire collection of drawings by Christopher Manson, comprised of 4 pieces entitled, Think. Oh, now I'm forgetting all of them. Ruminate is the last one. This generous donation shall be made 1 year hence, following the date of my earthly departure, where it will be removed from Mount Holly's draft pool. Moreover, to the Grand Cathedral of Viraja, I bequeath 8 stone statues sculpted in the likeness of the 8 Aegean angels, Arinda, Lydia, Rina, Joya, Dauja, Vea, Mila, and Draxus. These sculpted figures have been in the Sinclair tomb for multiple generations, and even though there has been much debate over their natural numeric order, they have nevertheless remained steadfast in their safeguarding of her family's secrets. I trust they will continue to provide the Cathedral of Araja that same level of stewardship. So this is interesting because we have names for all of them, and we might have gotten that before. They're also talking about a natural numeric order. So these are obviously at the very, very beginning of the playthrough, the 8 sculptures that we hit to be able to have access to deeper in the tomb in the basement. But if this is the idea of what the order should be, we just, oh God, we need to attribute names to, we're going to have to attribute names to the sculptures. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know if we've seen these names enough to do that. We have another sigil thing on our hands. We'll get back to that. Maybe we can draft Tomb and take a look at Tomb and what? Why am I forgetting the name of the room? The church. The church. Well, it's not called the church, though. What? Am I crazy? What is the name of that? Oh, whatever. We'll get back to that. As one final gift to my grandnephew... Oh, wait. I skipped a page. I give and bequeath to my nephew, Simon P. Jones. All of this is what was the intro of the game. Shall be annulled, the void, and the rest of my estate shall be disposed of and gifted to the Arindian Heritage Foundation under condition that the house be immediately winnowed and sealed with explicit instructions and allowances that the site shall not be reopened until black flags are once again flying over Oris, or 110 years have passed since my death. As one final gift to my nephew, grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, regardless of whether he finds room 46 or not. I leave and bequeath to him the original manuscript of his mother's works that were produced here under the roof of her childhood home. These preliminary draft copies include red prints, which she wrote while visiting the estate during the brightest of her days, and a new clue, which she penned here during the darkest. I hope that in due time and in the natural order of things... Oh, that's bolded. You will come to be content, as I have, with what little of herself she left of us. Natural order of things. Yeah, look, he says natural numeric order here. Shit, I gotta do these fucking statues. Okay, well, we know what our mission is now. So, we're back in the game. We need to draft a tomb. Because that... So, and then what did I... Why don't I remember what the name of this? Chapel. Duh. Stupid. Still a CH word. Oh, God. This is another hurdle, because I don't know how I'm going to figure out... So I know a couple of them, right? I know I've seen Orinda. There it is. Boom. Tomb. Okay, so first of all, let's just take a look and see if these are labeled at all. That would be fucking stupid, I think, if they were, because that would be defeating the whole purpose of it, I think. But let's see. Yeah, I didn't think so. They are definitely not labeled. So each of those statues has a name. I think this is the Rinna, right? Because the Rinna one is the like the farmer one, isn't it? And we also have... Oh. Why do we just get dice? That's weird. Okay. So there's 8 statues, and supposedly there's going to be something new that opens up if and when we do it. This is a Simon note, which we've read before. Yeah, everything is now suspicious because everything is always suspicious in this game. I can't take anything for granted. Literally nothing. Okay. Yeah, see, like, how am I supposed to know the name of this guy? There's diggable spots down here. That's interesting. Right, this was an extra area that we unlocked by lighting up the candles. This is Epson's grave. Interesting to note that the keys that are like the single-use keys disappear. Ooh. Right. I mean, God, I don't know if I can... Is there any way... Okay, there's some stuff I can maybe figure out. Hold on. Where is my Arajan? So Hugh is house. Sinclair... I won't... Is that say 2 or Lou? If that's a L, that's... I won't Sinclair house. Epson. I won't Epson house. Forget. I will forget. No way. It's just too... It's too much. Or Araja. Or is Nerare. I mean, it's definitely important, but I'm like, I don't have a translation key, and I don't think the game is ever going to give it to me, right? So I just have to be careful about what do I think words are going to mean. There's more statues. So tomb is open. I'm curious to know if the, like, second layer of the tomb is going to close if we change what's written. Probably not. I don't think the game would do something like that. So cool. Tomb is open. The game was nice to us there. So let's get chapel, because we always get chapel. I'm not worried about the chapel. There's a couple of actually other places that I might want to look to figure out names, and that's what we have to do. That's our goal now. Our singular goal is trying to figure out the names of these goddesses, or statues, goddesses, whatever we want to call them. I know for a fact it calls out a goddess in the book in the orchard, so let's start there. And Orinda is probably the one that's on the stamp, right? Which is probably like the more regal looking one. We could take another look at that. So we know maybe 2 or 3. Let's see. What do we got? Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Here we go. Rinna. Okay, Rinna's the one with the hoe, for lack of a better name. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda, currently in the cloister, with the much more appropriate angel Rinna. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Okay, so Orinda is in there already. Rinna is what he wants to change. So I can't believe we're going back to... We could even go back to the first set of notes we have. Because I have it written out already. But I'm going to make a new page because we're pushing forward and I don't want to have to keep flipping back and forth. So what are we... So she has... So this is... So we're talking about... Let me put them in the order that the will actually wrote them out as. So we're talking about Orinda. I need a better writing utensil. All of my pens are dying on me. Hold on. That is a Sharpie. That will not work. Okay. I have a little pencil, which is fine. Okay, so Orinda, Lydia, Rinna, Joya, Dowager, Thea, Mila, and Draxus. Oh, Draxus the Dead. Right? That's the name of the that's the name of the thing in the observatory. Draxus the Dead. How does that relate? Okay, so but Rinna is third, and she has the hoe with the small hat. That's the best way to categorize them, I think. And then wait, there are only 7 of them down there, aren't there? If Draxus is the last one, that means we haven't seen the 8th statue. Oh, that's interesting. Right, because doesn't the chapel only go up to 7? I think that's true. And now I'm thinking, is there anything down below? I don't believe so. At least nothing common. Okay, so we need chapel. I would love to get cloister now, knowing that. And then let's just keep looking, I guess. Like, let's just keep trying to see what is around. I don't want to waste... I might be changing some strategies. I don't want to waste the 3-step stuff for right away in the run. At the T-shaped or the 4 open doors, because I think it starts to hamstring us and we don't get them later. Corridor is perfect there. Let's go this way to parlor and let's see what we can do with this. If we get some gems, great. Also, our allowance went up by a lot, actually. The statement matching this statement is on an empty box. The gems are in a box with 3 statements. There are an equal number of true and false statements. The gems are in a box with the true statement. The gems are in a box with the false statement. Statement matching this statement is on an empty box. Okay, so if both of them are true, that would mean the box is here. But if both of those are equally true, that means this has to be completely false, which isn't wrong. But if these are both false, then it's impossible. So that's a paradox. So if the statement matching the statement is on an empty box, if both of those are true, that means neither of these can be the entirely false box, which means it has to be here, but then the gems can't be in this paradox world. That would make those statements true. So I'm not listening to this statement. The gems are in a box with a false statement. The gems are in a box with 3 statements. This will always be partially true. So one of these has to be fully incorrect. There is at least one true statement on this box. The gems are in a box with a false statement. The statement matching it. No, the gems are in a box with 3 statements. There are an equal number of true and false statements. So the gems can't be in there. Because then it makes the prophecy true. So the gems have to be in one of these 2. The gems are in a box with 3 statements. That would then be true, which means that one's entirely false. And if the gems are not in a box with the false statement, I think the gems are in here. Let's see if my logic worked out. Yes! Wow. Okay. Guys, I think we might be picking it up. I think we finally might be getting it. Spare bedroom. No item? Damn. Drawing room. Chapel. Okay, chapel's great because obviously we need to get in here. Okay, so what do we got? Yes, it goes up to 7. So that's the one that I think is Orinda because it's the black, it's the crown. We've seen that before. So we'll talk about crown and scepter is Orinda. So now, and that one is Rinna, so that's 1. So we're already talking about the order being completely wrong. So because Orinda was 7 before and Rinna was 1. So now we just have to identify the rest of them. Now we know Draxus is probably not involved because if we have only 5 more, the other 5 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Draxus would be left out as last. So who's left? We have Lydia, Joya, Dauja, Vea, and Mila. I don't know if there's anything I can do. Is there a world that I can identify them based on what room they're supposed to be in? Right, like if I go to the kitchen, will that help me identify the chef one? Oh, I don't know. That makes this really hard. Alright, I mean, I think we'll just keep pushing forward. Nursery hallway is fine. Maximum roomage. Rumpus room is not the worst option. Yeah. I don't know what I could get out of this, but other than... But I guess, you know, this is the thing with this game, like, sometimes you just walk past something and you're like, wait, hold on. Like, so is there anything statue related? I should really try to go for the jobs, right? I should try to go for the jobs because I feel like that's not totally, like, kitchen here. I don't remember seeing anything, but who knows? Like, I could be totally missing something. Like, is there a brand name somewhere that has to do with what the angel is, right? Like, I could totally see that. Mount Holly kitchen menu. Okay, not that I could see. Yeah, not that I can tell. There's flower wallpaper, but I don't think that's enough. Yeah, there's a lot of inconclusive, I'll say that. But kitchen might not be the one that it's referring to. Okay. No. Okay. Kennel. Hallway. Let's go with kennel. Is there anything? We know that is the castle puzzle. None of you have, like, tags, right? Let's see. Coat check. See, now, den here is great. This is a room I feel like I could be easily missing something. Come on. I don't think it's just going to jump out at me, but at the same time, I'm like, how have I possibly missed information for this? I feel like I should maybe go back, but let's just maybe continue forward. I have all the resources I need, I think, so. Pantry is actually great. Maybe that has something to do with coffee. Flour, sugar. Lux coffee. Bridget. Not one of the names. Can you imagine they use Bridget twice? That same phrase they used for 2 different puzzles? That'd be wild. Mechanarium. That doesn't really help me, Electric Eel Aquarium, though. We'll go with hallway. I'll bite the bullet on hallway. Let's go with back to the den, though. In draft upwards. Greenhouse. Yeah, you know what? Greenhouse is not a bad pull here. For a couple reasons. Yeah, let's check this. Sinka. Probably not in here, but we might as well try. No. Where else? I'm thinking about other. They're Arajan people, aren't they? So we're talking about people from Araja. So what other? I guess her ladyship's chamber might actually have some clues. That's possible. I'm just thinking about any other space that could be referencing the library. You know, that's like not. That's not impossible library also. Secret. If I did secret passage, what would I even want? Oh, I'd want cloister. Let's try that. I'm definitely gonna get it too because most green rooms are on the edges. Yep. And I don't have to even pay for it. Yeah, so that is for sure Arinda. Now, I wonder, does it say anything else in here? No, I know for sure no, but yeah, so that is Arinda. That's great. Okay. And actually, that's not a bad place for cloister either. Let me see if I can. I know I'm like butchering this house plan right now, but let's see if I could actually get her ladyship's chamber up here. Whoa. garage. I have car keys. That's, you know what? It's not the worst. It's a hallway. Yeah, let's do the garage. I don't care. Okay. Ooh, lockpick it. Ooh, and magnifying glass. Okay, that is a helpful thing when we're trying to look for clues all around the house. Okay. Yeah, I don't necessarily see anything else here. Let's take a look at... Let's just go down from here and see... Because we'll have way more ability to manipulate for her ladyship's chamber if we do this. Let's go this way. Very nice. Okay, terrace patio. Yeah, let's go with patio. And cloche is closed. Oh, I could go back to the kitchen and refill watering can. Have almost endless gems. Veranda. Hallway. No, I have that with dining room. So let's do veranda. And I could actually use dice if it got down to it. Veranda feels like a room I should have more stuff with, but there's not really, it doesn't do much. It's just kind of a good, it's a good run room. Commissary lavatory nook. Let's redraw. Let's see what happens. West Wing Hall. Here is not bad, actually, for that. Because now we start to connect up our worlds. Let's see. Can I get it? Maybe we... Courtyard isn't bad, actually. This would be our last attempt to get that room, though, here. Well, no, actually, I could go more north and come back down. So maybe I could attempt that too. Let's see. Can I get it? Boudoir. Lab. I guess I should have a break room, right? Just in general. I don't feel the need to do lab stuff right now. Let's just see what this gives us. Okay, so, holy shit. 25 flipped is 52. Minus 2 is 50. Divided by 10 is 5. 10 times 10 is 100. Minus 10 is 90. Flip is 9. This is doubled. So 2 doubled is 4. Times... I forget. Does it mean that we have to just double it every time? So it's just double the thing that it's saying. So this is 4. Times 4 is 16. Divided by 4 is 4? Yes, okay. So it's just double whatever the number is that you're using. I can do that. Anything on here? Yeah, that's amazing that you could see it through there. That's so cool. Okay, still no words of any kind that I can tell. Let's just make our way back up now. Bedroom. This has a couple of interesting things. Epson. This is just Reddington. Okay. Tunnel. Boudoir is good. Hallway fits the house better, but boudoir is good. I'm just interested to get all the Epson bedroom stuff. But it's not helping because I don't really see... There's not really clues for this. Even the sigils, like, we kind of knew what we were looking for. But here, I have no idea. Other way. Let's see. Okay, so we're in dining room. Let's go south here. Nurseries. Interesting, but then I cut off the entire section. Which is not horrible. I just get less chances to do anything. Let's do the electric eel aquarium. I don't feel like getting nurseries and make or break thing. Ooh, broken lever. Okay. So I could get into room 46 if I wanted to. Also have a lot of dig spots around the house right now. Just a random coin on the floor. Solarium, nook, hallway. Let's do solarium actually. And because it's first of all, it's been pushing it, which is interesting. That mentions the angel, but only the one we need. See, this is the thing too. I find this a lot in this game where it's like it gives us like one or two, like with the sigils. It gave us how to figure out the Arinda Ares one 14 times, but it didn't get any. It didn't help us at all with like the Vera one. Like how, you know, or maybe that's actually a bad example, but like how, like where am I supposed to figure all this shit out? Okay, so Cloister, we could go north from here. Oh, gem there. Okay, let's do it. Let's just see how far we can go. Observatory classroom. Classroom might actually help, but I don't... Classroom might help, but not if I don't have all of them. Because only the first classroom isn't going to do shit. Okay, lots of stuff here. And let's take a look actually at the book that we have in here too. Draxus, the Dead. Florialis. Clavis? No. The twins. Yeah, it doesn't mention anything else, but Draxus being the Dead is important. Oh, I went the wrong way. Okay. The commissary. Let's do commissary just so... Do I have a... I do have keycard. Banana. It's been a minute since I've seen banana in there. What else? What other rooms? Library. Great library. I'll take whatever this gives me. Okay, cool. And then actually, this also allows us to... check. Well, I don't want to do that. Bookshop, bookshop, bookshop. Ugh. Freezer. Rotunda. Rotunda's not terrible for us where we're at right now. I don't think I see any need for freezer, and I don't really see any need for office. So Rotunda is unfortunately the best one we got. I didn't get bookshop, which I was really hoping to do. Oh, shit, I did the censored one? Oh, fuck. Oh, I forgot about this. Right. Someone from the Red Guard was, like, threatening him. Yeah, this is, like, the useless version of the book. Helpful to have in the context of the game, but not helpful otherwise. Okay, no. Let's check. Oh, this is cool. I don't know if I ever... have I ever drafted library on the edges? That's interesting. Oh, cool. Okay. Right. So, yeah, that's for sure Arinda. Or Arindia, right? The actual, yeah, that's what the name of the thing is. Yay, A minus. And I don't see stamps found on the estate and inspected will be added to this page. Maybe I should try to get mailroom so I can finish this out. Because I have those stamps, I just haven't looked at them with the magnifying glass, and today I happen to have one. Okay, so I have a couple more steps here. So let's, or as in spaces I can enter. So let's do that. Music room. Music room isn't bad, actually. Music room isn't bad, but if I could flip it, that's even better. Let's do that. Nothing I know in here. We've destroyed this room in terms of its possibilities, but at least I think so. What do we got in the corner? Conservatory furnace. See, now normally I wouldn't think about furnace, and that seems like a bad idea right now, but I don't think there's anything to look at in furnace, though. I was going to say, because some of the angels have furnace adjacent things. I don't know if I necessarily see that. Let's go to conservatory. I have a just as equal of a chance of finding something in here. I'll do furnace if it comes up again when I have less rooms to draft. Patio, wine cellar, and great hall. I don't really need to change any of these. I feel like they're all pretty good. I get those equivalent to exactly as much as I would want them. All right, let's rotate the rotunda and continue to open up more of the house. I could do... Yeah, it makes sense to just go to this side. Interesting. Okay. Foyer drawing room is perfect. Let's take a look at drawing room, actually, and let's take a little bit more of a close look at some of the stuff in here. Because there is a fireplace, so there's like a chimney sweep angel. I'm curious about that. Let's see. Anything else? Let's try to get secret garden key, prism key. Honestly? Oh, it only works... That's interesting. The prism key doesn't work on blue rooms. It only works... I might as well do clock tower. It only works in rooms that are specific colors. So the blue rooms don't count as a specific color. Oh, I forgot I have the banner thing, too. So let's recontextualize this. Oh, hello. So sacred. If we're talking about a sacred hour, they're saying southward I see a swan. Ashen like the sands of the shore, carried by the westerly winds, rogue like the moon of the north. Eastward I see a crow. Dark are the days coming forth. I don't know what that means, but I do know for a fact that this clock is set to 1:30 and always will be. Yeah, I'm not sure I know even still, having beaten this puzzle, exactly what that clue is supposed to refer to, but I'm going to call that, based on my guesses, 1:30. And we'll move from there. Okay. Secret garden. What would be helpful here, actually? Actually, a room with the silver key might actually be the right move. Weight room, passageway, dark room. Let's redraw for a second. Vestibule, mechanarium. I don't really have a lot of mechanical rooms today, unfortunately. Let's go with vestibule. It's hurting our till a little bit, but that's not the worst. office, furnace. I could maybe afford to do furnace now. Let's just take a look. Does anywhere on the furnace say anything? I'm looking for names. I think everything's going to be on like sheets of paper, right? Like there's no way it's just going to be like written on something. Trophy room, nursery, gymnasium. I am willing to do gymnasium. Just take more red rooms out of the till. Oh, what does this say? Hoople sports. Again, now I'm getting a little nutso because I'm trying to look at everything. Locksmith. Oh, maid's chamber. Hold on. Because what is the name of the maid? There's like a maid-looking angel. Sinka. Damn, not even here? That sucks. Okay. I suppose we should keep going. Secret garden, I think, would be a waste, potentially. But, I mean... Yeah, we don't have that many rooms left. Security, closed exhibit. Closed exhibit isn't giving us anything. Oh, you know what I just thought of? There might be... I'm gonna pick security. That's not what I'm thinking about. The map... This is crazy. The map of the museum in the safe house might have references to statues. Might. Which might be interesting to take a look at. These are the same things that we've gotten. I wanted to take a look at... Because the staff announcements also gave us some stuff before also. 35. Oh, right. I forgot about the... the... What's it? The dead ends run idea. Staff services, remote terminal access, electronic mail. No, we don't need this. Let's take... It's not going to be in here, right? No. Which is unfortunate. Can you imagine that was how we found it? That'd be amazing. Let's go to staff announcements. Anything new? There is. We had an informal staff meeting today in Reddington, and we all agreed that providing you with more assistance will expedite our return to work. We feel we've had more than enough vacation. If you prefer to work independently, please feel free to disregard our more helpful messages on these boards. No, I need all the help we can get. I don't know what else. I don't know what you guys can help me do, but... Just making a look for any of those names that we're looking for. Oh, hold on. The farmers of Morajai always refer to the angels by their natural order, a preference Herbert adopted in his final years after his trip there. Morajai. The third paragon. And Rinna is third. So we're talking about paragons / natural order. I'm writing this down. Man, this one message really did some heavy lifting. Really interesting. Okay. So maybe we're also looking for the word paragon. Let's actually check this. Why not, right? We're here. Permanent power source. No, these are just all game terms. Okay. So let me... I think it's not a bad idea. We've filled out the house to our maximum potential. Let's go and attempt to go to the basement safe house. Where do I want to go? I want to go this way. That's fine. Pick that lock. Get me out of here. Yeah, let's go to the safe house and we're just gonna see. We're just gonna see if by some miracle... Oh, library. That's interesting. Oh, right. Library is how we got in here. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna see by some miracle if something in the safe house can tee us off to what... Oh, it'd be great to just be able to get out through there right now. That would save us so many steps. And time. We do have an aquarium in our house. I wonder, does it give us plus 10 steps if we have more than one aquarium? That's an interesting question. One that we have not asked yet. So now, let us go down to patio. And then we're just taking this. Oh, wait. Did we connect it? We did connect it. Okay. I'm trying to make these episodes slightly shorter, but to be honest, it's so hard to do that. It's really hard to make these episodes short because everything kind of matters. And especially for what you guys are watching for, in terms of seeing me kind of like toil away at this. Right? It all matters. But damn if I can't figure out the names of 5 mythological angels. Okay, so here's my last ditch effort with this. And not that we've seen every... Oh, actually, hold on. There are statues here. Not angels, though. Not that I saw every room, but that was a cursory glance, and I only used the rooms that I thought had stuff in it, and I was correct. So let's quickly... Can I skip this cutscene also? Yes. Thank God. Okay. So let's try and take a look here. And I also have a magnifying glass. I forgot about that. Our egregiously sad music. Have I ever been down here with a magnifying glass? I don't know if I have. I feel like I must have. I wouldn't have ignored that. Okay. Okay, here's what I was looking for. The problem is a Fen Ares museum is probably not going to have... Wait. Yeah, they're not going to have stuff here. Portfolio... Guardhouse. Oh, that's funny. Look, the closed exhibit. Right, because they were using it as terms of planning. Security system controls. Learson Gallery. Security doors. Guards. Yeah, that was misguided, unfortunately. But, well, not misguided, but I think everything is a good... Whoa. Did we see that before? We seek what's in the shade of truth? I think we might have. That was the thing that was boarded up, not the other thing. Let me just check the station map also. Angel Tower 7. Yeah, that's it. Angel Tower. That's as much as we're going to get. Paragons, though. If there was anything... I mean, here's the thing. We could just process of elimination it, but how many options would that be? So it would be, if we know 2 of them, I'm curious about the math on this. So if we know 2 of them, it would be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2, right? Because it would be, you'd be removing an option every time. So 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60, times 2 is 120. That's way too many combinations. I would brute force it if it was like 1 left, but I don't think that that's safe or fair. There must be something in the game to clue me into which one is which. It's not going to be over there either. The only thing else I'm thinking of now is the Morajai boxes. And if there's anything I could do with those. If for some reason they gave an answer, but that seems crazy. But we're here, so we might as well do this. So what I want to do is go through all of the Morajai boxes and dictate what all their rules are, right? Because that's something we've been meaning to do. So let's start here. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new section here. Morajai boxes mechanics, and then we're gonna list each of the different colors. So we got black, red, white, green, orange, purple. What am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green. Oh no, I put green already. Black, white, red, green, orange, purple, yellow. And pink, right? It's purple and pink? Yes. Okay, so this first one. Traditional. Each white tile can be pressed like a button, which will change the color of that tile and the surrounding squares. Okay, so each white tile is Morajai. Change that tile and surroundings. And I'm not even gonna touch it yet, although maybe we should just check and see what it does. Yeah, white is a little weird too, actually. Okay, let's just go through all of them now in terms of what do they do. Okay, so black tiles are pressed. The entire row shifts to the right. Row shifts to the right. Great. I have a feeling these boxes are going to stay. So the only reason I have a little bit more hope that these are going to do something more than just give us allowance is because this whole area is set up for it, right? All black, okay, so hold on. So when these tiles are pressed, all black tiles on the box turn red. All black turn red. All white turn black. Okay. I need this one. We're just gonna keep going. So we got the yellow tiles. Yellow. Arch areas. When they're pressed, they move north. Easy. Moves north. Great. Araja? What do the purple ones do? Don't they go down? Yeah, okay. So these are opposite, so moves south. Makes sense. lot of running, but that's okay. We'll thankfully, we're not expending steps every time we do this. Okay, orange. Cool. When one of these tiles are pressed, if the majority of adjacent tiles share a color, then the pressed tile will change to that color. Will change to the majority surround. Yep. Okay. 2 more, green and pink, which is nuance and Vera. So we skip that one. This is nuance. Okay, so green. With an ability that allowed them to instantly jump across the board. Tile swaps with the opposite tile. Swaps with opposite tile on far end. Okay. And then, finally, the pink tiles, the Vera tiles. Which I forget exactly. It's the turtles, it's the heat. What is it referring to? Pink tiles. Oh, right, with the sacred circle. When these tiles are pressed, all adjacent and diagonal tiles rotate. Okay. So in that case, this should be easy. So we're talking about orange, which changes to the majority color. So we need more. So if I press this, theoretically, it's going to change to, it would change again to orange, so nothing would happen, right? So I need this would change to gray. No, because gray is not a color. Got it. Okay. So I just needed a little bit of time. So that's not going to change. Oh. This would change to pink. What? Why is that not changing to pink? Okay, so that one changed to gray. Wait, hold on. What the fuck? Why is that not changing to pink? That should change to pink. Why is that not doing that? There we go. Okay, so that's 3. Oh, maybe does it mean that it has to be in all cardinal directions, not diagonals? That's possible. Okay, so hold on. So if that's the case... How about that? Yep, baby. Okay, cool. So now I just have to rotate them into the right spots. That should work too. Okay, so now I have multiples to work with. This should be easy. Great. Hold on. There it is. Bang, 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 bang. That's one done. Okay, allowance and nothing else. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay. So that's one done. That's the pink one done. I'm just gonna give it a little check mark next to the box. And we could just, we'll keep on going. I don't know if I'm gonna want to do all of them in this episode, because that's a lot. In fact, maybe I just call it here, because this episode's already going pretty long. But I now have all these mechanics. Yeah, I have all the mechanics down. I feel good about that. We can come back and do the rest of this in the next episode. We shall attempt to continue to figure out the rest of the angel names. But until then, I don't know what to do about that. We have the tomb. We'll have to redraft it, but that's perfectly fine. Let me actually make my way back. Let's be smart about this. Let's make our way back to the break room so I have a key card for the next time. And then, yeah, so we have all our mechanics. I feel good about that, about all these puzzles. I'm just trying to think about anything else. we could always check out. I don't think the maps... It might also be time for another quickly run through every single one of our screenshots to see if there was ever a mention of Lydia, Joya, Dauja, Vera, Mila. Is it safer or faster to go up through Foundation? Probably not, but we'll do it anyway. Lydia, I feel like we've seen before. I can't say the same for Mila or Joya. No, we have! How could I be so stupid? Joya, enjoy a lunch. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. How do I need commissary. Or not commissary, I need Mount Holly gift shop, which I don't have. Whoa, okay. I can't believe I just had that. So Joya is food related. Enjoy a lunch. I'll figure that one out. Now I'm just like, what? Hold on. Lydia. Dauja. We've never seen a Dauja. I can say for that. Draxus we've seen. Draxus the dead. Probably just the corpse of whoever is we're going to unlock in the tomb. We don't have to worry about that. Wow, that threw me. I can't believe I didn't call that out. Okay, so my chances have gone significantly up because now I have 3 of 7. Which means potential options to try out have reduced to, what, 4 times 3 times 2? Which is 12 to 20, 24. That's possible with process of elimination. If I could get one more, I might even do it. I really don't want to. But hold on. I'm in the Foundation, right? Let's go to the chapel. Because Enjoy a Lunch did happen to work with her. It's got to be this one, right? There's no way it's not the chef. That's the farmer. So, like, where would I find information about the jockey? We don't have a horse stable on the manor. Is there ever any evidence of horses? And then that looks more like the farmer than this one does, but this one happens to not be the farmer. So what are you? I'm gonna guess the chef. We'll take a look at that the next time that we get either Mount Holly gift shop or dining room, which is always possible. You look like a painter or a maid, but we've looked at those and we know that the rooms where we think that we would get information about that we don't have. And it's not like everybody's just spouting religious shit all the time. What books have we read? No, they wouldn't hide anything in our upgrade room that you don't have the chance of always seeing depending on what thing you pick. Oh, that's just a queen. Wow, guys, I don't know. This is wild. Huh. Okay, I think I'm still gonna call it. Yeah, I'm gonna call it because again I don't want the episodes to be too long, but I think that was good. Let's so the goal on the next ones are gonna be do Her Ladyship's chamber and take a look at the Joya thing. Yeah. Sorry to leave it like this, but damn, I don't know. Okay, well, it's progress, though. We have 3 of 7. That's great. And we'll see what we get next. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see anything in the future. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.